أنتم الذين بالمسيح تمتم المسيح قد لبستم Hallelujah. Well, hello again. How's my listening audience doing today? This is going to be fun doing this because I get to, I feel like Archie Bunker sometimes. Because what I see what's going on in our society, and I figure I could use this medium to discuss a variety of subjects. And by the way, I will expand on some of my earlier YouTube talks, such as being human, etc., etc. They were short, like 10-minute stuff, and I don't think you could do a great deal in depth in 10 minutes. You scratch the surface. However, let's talk about the family. I keep seeing more and more and more single parents. And I wonder where in the heck is this world where this world is headed. I'm concerned about the kids of the future generation. I don't know, I grew up in a world where we had grandmothers at home. There were mom and dads. Kids need to identify with a mother and a father in different ways. The father and the mother are the first images of God that kids have. The first eye to the world, to the universe, are seen through their mother and father. And yet I know men and women that say they don't need the other, that they could just raise their kids on their own. And I think that the problem of what is marriage today has become very flippant. I often remember talking to couples when I was a pastor in Montreal. We had the marriage encounter classes. And sometimes when couples would break up and they would come and talk to me, I'd ask them, I say, my God, you were so passionate. The jets went off. The earth shook. There was an earthquake. There was thunder and lightning in your relationship. What the heck happened? Well, sometimes I think that the relationship was based on sex. They had great stuff before they got married, and they thought that was a relationship. And you learn as you grow older that relationships change, and they cannot just be built on the physical. There has to be something deeper and more profound. I lived in a very kind of affluent community in Montreal. I don't see how young couples there, it's different here. But people would compete for each other's who has what. And when I go bless the homes, they all looked alike. They all made sure they're the same artist, the same decorator, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes when I would go bless the home, the parents wouldn't even be there. The housekeeper would be there. And I would turn around and walk out. I said, unless the mom and dad are here, I'm not coming in this house. And I know in Tucson, it's a whole different cultural reality. But materialism is a North American reality. And we're given a picture through the media, through television. It's also sensualistic, sensual. There's no in-depth portrayal of what is a relationship. I think maybe the closest thing to it today, I haven't seen it much, is Roseanne. But you see there's a program, I think it's called You, Me, and Her, or something like that, where there's 3 people in the relationship. What the heck kind of relationship is that? How could you bring kids into a world like that? There are so many dynamics at work today. I remember that fundamentally, part of being human in the relationship was the idea of sacrificing for one another. That a couple fulfill one another. They complete each other. I've been married for 55 years. My wife is my best friend. We both wouldn't know what to do without the other. Doesn't mean we all agree on everything. But we've learned to sacrifice our own egos in order that we would find happiness for our partner, to make them happy. And in completing each other and showing happiness to each other, we give that to our children. Our children take all their signals from their mom and their dads. And you can't tell me, because I've seen it over and over and over again, that children of divorced couples keep on divorcing. Some of them say, boy, we're going to make it work. We're not going to be like our mother and father. And what happens? They start working out the subliminal dynamics that were never worked out in their own home, on their partner, which makes it difficult. I believe that we really need, before marriage, classes in relationshiping to learn about forgiveness. Why do we have the wedding crowns in our wedding service? For one reason, they do represent. We see, O Lord, crown them with glory and honor. That the couple won the race in their relationship, that now their relationship is being consecrated by God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And as Christ bore the crown of thorns in his crucifixion, that we will learn the idea of what it is to sacrifice for one another in our relationship, so that our kids will grow on terra firma, on firm ground, on the values of what it is to be a family today. North American life cannot continue to be a whole society with fractured families, because our nation, our city, our country is a mirror of who we are. We need to get back to basics. This is where my Archer bunkerism comes in. We need to get back to basics in terms of what are the fundamental basis for our relationship, and what is the gift we give to our children. Our children are our greatest heritage. And they need moms and dad to identify with, to love, and give them, to make them feel safe and secure, So when they go out into the world, they will transmit those loving, tender, and secure values in their relationships with the other. I know sometimes that divorce is inevitable, but it is still something that hurts. And you have to work very hard in these relationships when there is a broken one, that the kids feel secure and loved by both parents. And the parents don't use them as fodder to get at the other one. It's so destructive. We have to work very hard in today's world to communicate to our children the most important and lofty values that will jetson them with security and love in this world of ours that is on very shaky ground. God bless.